She left without a single goodbye. Just one short text. 4 children stood confused in the pickup lane, backpacks hanging off their shoulders, waiting for a mother who wasn't coming. He looked down at his phone. The message read, "I'm in Costa Rica. Take care of the kids. No goodbye, no explanation." And then she was simply gone. But this story isn't just about her leaving. What happened next will stay with you long after the video ends. Keep watching, because you won't believe how this one turns out. It was a Tuesday evening, just after 6 p.m. Daniel pulled into the school parking lot to pick up his 4 children from their after-school programs. Normally, his wife, Michelle, handled all of it. Her texts were always detailed. Pickup times, snacks, who needed their inhaler. That day, there was nothing. As he shifted the car into park, his phone buzzed. One message from her. "I'm in Costa Rica. Take care of the kids." He stared at the screen, confused. Nothing made sense. Then he saw his kids walking toward the car, tired and uneasy. His youngest, Grace, asked, "Where's Mommy?" He forced a small smile and told her Mommy had an emergency. That night, he called Michelle again and again, straight to voicemail every time. He texted her, begged for a response, and waited. Days passed, then weeks, still nothing. He cooked dinner, helped with homework, and sat with his children every night until they fell asleep. Michelle's mother and sister had no idea where she was. Her job confirmed she'd requested an unpaid leave. It became clear. She had planned this. She disappeared and left him alone with 4 kids and no warning at all. But he didn't break. Something in him hardened instead. And then he made a decision. 18 days after Michelle vanished, he sat alone in the kitchen. He'd just finished making pancakes shaped like dinosaurs because his daughter Grace missed the ones her mother used to make. The kids had already left for school with the teenage neighbor who'd stepped in to help after watching him struggle alone. And that's when it hit him. Michelle hadn't just left. She had walked away from her children, from their marriage, from the entire life they had built together. She chose something else. He stopped waiting for her to come back. He decided to protect his kids and build a life without her. But first, he needed answers. He opened their shared cloud account and searched. And there it was. A reservation at a luxury resort in Costa Rica. 2 tickets, one in her name, the other belonged to Marcus Hale. Marcus had been his best man, an old college friend, someone who had held his children as babies and toasted their wedding. Rage swept through him. Michelle hadn't just disappeared. She'd flown to Costa Rica with Marcus. She'd thrown everything away for a fantasy. But he didn't explode. He planned carefully and quietly. He decided he would take his life back and make sure she never got the chance to hurt his children again. He wouldn't scream, he would act. He called a family lawyer, Diane Whitfield, one of the best in the state, not for divorce yet, for custody. He laid out everything, the texts, the flight details, the silence. Diane leaned back and said, "She's finished. A judge will see abandonment, no contact, no care. That's grounds for emergency custody." He also brought in a financial advisor and quietly moved their joint funds into his own account. Every transaction documented. He paid for school, groceries, insurance, everything. He canceled her cards and froze the joint account. If she'd left him holding the responsibility, she wouldn't get to enjoy the benefits. 3 more weeks passed. The kids started to adjust. They stopped asking where she was. He never spoke badly about her. He let his silence do the talking. Then, one Tuesday morning, she called. A video call. He ignored it. More calls came. Then texts. "Where are my kids? We need to talk. Are you losing your mind?" She tried to sound like a worried mother, but her fantasy had already ended. He finally answered. Her sunburned face appeared, angry, demanding to know where the children were. He told her they were at school. The same school they'd gone to every single day while she sipped cocktails with Marcus. She tried to argue, insisted she just needed a break. He stayed calm and cold. "You got your break," he said. "I got everything else." Then he hung up. The next day she showed up at the house, furious, pounding on the door. He opened it. She tried to push past him, but he stopped her. "You don't live here anymore," he said. She argued, she yelled, she tried to cry. He didn't raise his voice. He handed her an envelope. Custody papers, receipts, timelines, everything she needed to see. She flipped through it, stunned. "I didn't mean to be gone that long," she said. He didn't believe her. She admitted Marcus had promised a short trip. They'd lost track of time. He laughed coldly. "You lost 5 weeks." Her eyes filled with tears. She said she wanted to fix things. He asked, "Did Marcus leave you?" Her silence was the answer. She'd been replaced. Now she wanted her old life back. but he wasn't giving it to her. She'd made her choices. He closed the door while she sobbed on the porch. Later, his lawyer called. Michelle had tried to request joint custody, but they were already ahead of her. The court was reviewing everything, and she didn't stand a chance. Her downfall moved fast after that. By the end of the week, the court granted him temporary sole custody. She was allowed only supervised visits pending a full evaluation. Her trip had raised serious red flags. She tried to appear composed at the custody hearing, but the judge saw straight through the performance and called her behavior reckless. He stayed quiet and let the evidence speak for itself. Her reputation collapsed further when she showed up unannounced at the school. Security walked her off the property while his son Ethan watched from the cafeteria window. The other parents heard about it fast. Photos of Michelle in Costa Rica started circulating online. Marcus kissing her neck, her drinking on a yacht while her children cried at home. The parent group chat exploded. One mother wrote that a woman had vanished for a month to play mistress in the tropics and now expected to walk back into her old life like nothing happened. Michelle deleted her accounts, but it was already too late. The final blow came when Marcus's wife Amanda called. She'd had no idea her husband was even in Costa Rica with another woman. Amanda found the call logs, the hotel bills, and decided to file for divorce. She told him, "I'm naming Michelle in the filing." They met at a coffee shop. Amanda was calm, but clearly hurting. "I'll testify if you need me to," she said. He thanked her. She looked at him and said quietly, "Let's take them both down." A month later, Michelle stood in court again. She looked worn down. No designer clothes, no confidence, just fear. Marcus never showed up. Amanda did. On the stand, she confirmed the affair had started long before the trip. She shared messages, emails, and a letter Marcus had written begging her to protect his image. The judge reviewed everything and delivered her ruling. "I've heard enough," she said, her eyes sharp. Michelle looked terrified. The judge called her actions selfish and negligent and said she had caused real emotional harm to her own children. Michelle tried to explain herself, said she'd been overwhelmed. The judge wasn't moved. "You were in Costa Rica," she said. "Not in treatment, not in a hospital." The gavel came down hard. Full custody awarded to Daniel. No visitation until a psychiatric evaluation was completed. Hearing over. Michelle gasped and pleaded as the bailiff stepped toward her. Daniel said nothing. He walked out of the courtroom without looking back. That night, Michelle sent one last message. "You ruined me." He replied, "No, you did that yourself." Now his children are healing. Grace sleeps soundly again. Ethan plays soccer on Saturdays. His youngest, Lily, drew a picture titled, "My Dad, My Hero." Their home finally feels calm again. Michelle moved in with her mother, far away, jobless, and facing Amanda's lawsuit. Marcus lost everything. His job, his marriage, his friends. People still whisper about how far he fell. As for Daniel, he isn't angry anymore. He's at peace. He survived the betrayal and the heartbreak. He protected his children when it mattered most. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction. It's simply building a better life without the people who tried to break you. He walked through the storm and came out stronger on the other side. This isn't just a story about loss. It's a story about resilience. About standing steady while your whole world falls apart. About showing your children what real strength looks like. About staying calm while everything burns and building something better from the ashes. If you've ever been left behind, remember this. Silence can be power, patience can be your weapon, and the truth always finds its way to the light. Betrayal leaves scars, but strength leaves a legacy. Daniel's story is a reminder that even when love disappears, courage remains. If this story gave you even a little hope, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And never forget, every storm ends, and the sun always comes back stronger than before.